Well, it's good to see you back so soon. Did you want to come back so fast? Was that planned?
Приятно тебя видеть так быстро. Это был твой план вернуться так быстро, или ты планировал так быстро вернуться?
Привет, я очень рад вас видеть снова еще раз.
I'm very happy to see you so quickly. Thank you. I'm happy to see you again.
So it wasn't a long time, but did you do anything significant between the last fight and now?
Время было очень короткое между прошлым боем и сейчас. Ты что-то определенное сделал, что-то важное сделал между прошлым боем и в данный момент?
О, да, много сделал. Я работал много на ошибок. И поэтому взял этот бой, в первую очередь показать себе, что все было ошибкой.
Yes, I did a lot. I really worked on my mistakes. And so the reason why I accepted this fight is specifically to show to myself that I've improved on those mistakes that I made last time.
Can you tell us what those mistakes are, or do you want to keep them a secret?
Можешь проговорить эти ошибки, над которыми ты работал, или ты хочешь, чтобы это осталось в секрете?
Да, я думаю, что все видели мои ошибки, так что для никого это не секрет. Так что я думаю, что это главное, что это не повторится.
I think that everybody saw my mistakes. I don't think it's a secret to anyone what mistakes I made. So the most important thing is that I do not repeat them. The most important thing is I will not do those same mistakes again.
Do you think coming off a loss and coming back, is that more of a mental thing that you need to fix, or more of a physical skill that you need to fix?
Такой быстрый возврат после проигрыша, для тебя это больше ментальные вещи, которые тебе нужно было поработать над ними, или больше физические вещи, над которыми тебе нужно поработать было?
Да, очень хороший вопрос. Я думаю, что очень много зависит, как ты готов психологически. У меня, слава богу, нету проблем. Так что мне без разницы, если я проиграл 2 раза подряд, это ничего не значит. Это не говорит ни о чем. Я знаю, на что я готов, я знаю, сколько я работаю, сколько я готов показать для UFC, для всего мира. Так что let's go.
Yeah, that's a great question. Thank you so much. And of course, a lot of it is a psychological state that the fighter gets into after a loss. Thankfully, I don't have any psychological problems. So to me, it doesn't mean much that, yes, I did lose twice in a row. But what's important is that I know what I'm ready for. I know what I prepared for. I know what I worked hard for. And I'm ready to show to the world. I'm ready to show to UFC and show myself what I've prepared for and what I'm ready to do in this fight.
And what did you think when you got the name Kennedy? Was that somebody that you had on your radar? Did you ask for him, or did they come to you? Or can you talk to me a little bit about how that fight was made?
Когда ты услышал, что тебе предлагают Кеннеди, что ты подумал? Это то имя, которое ты хотел выбрать, или тебе предложили это имя? Когда ты его услышал, в принципе, ты был рад, что ты услышал имя Кеннеди, который будет стоять против тебя в октагоне?
Я еще не знаю, если это хорошо или плохо, но мне, если что-то предлагает UFC, я всегда говорю «да». И я пришел здесь зарабатывать деньги, показать себя и показать шоу. Так что я думаю, что UFC должен видеть, за чего он платит.
I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing that there's going to be Kennedy standing across from me. What I know is that I don't pick my opponents. If the UFC says that you have to fight this person, that's what I'm going to do. I came here to show myself. I came here to make money. I came here to make a statement. So I think it's always a good thing that I get to go in there and fight.
What kind of fight are you expecting from him?
Какого боя ты ожидаешь от Кеннеди?
Я всегда ожидаю самый хороший бой. Но, видите, все может бывать. Я знаю, что я намного лучше его. Я знаю, что он очень хороший спортсмен. И я думаю, что я знаю, будет очень жаркий бой. И будут помнить этот бой намного. Дольше, чем другие.
I always am prepared for a great fight, but as you see, things don't always happen the way you prepare for them. But I know that I'm better than him. I know that I can do more than he can do, And I know that UFC is going to be happy to see me in the cage, and they're going to know what they're paying me the money for. It's very important for me to get this victory. I think it's going to be a really fiery fight. I think it's going to be exciting. I think this fight is going to be remembered for a long, long time.
And this card is a much earlier card than normal. Do you kind of prefer to fight early in the morning like that and get it over with? And do you have plans after the fight? Gonna go party in Vegas?
В отличие от других боев, этот бой будет значительно раньше днем, чем обычно. Он будет днем, а не вечером. Тебе нравится вообще сражаться днем по сравнению с вечером? И есть ли у тебя какие-то планы после боя, поскольку он так рано закончится?
Я очень люблю спать, так что не любители раньше просыпаться. Да, что-то необычное, меньше времени на recovery. Но и есть и плюс. После боя можно больше времени провести с семьей и праздновать победу.
Yeah, it's a little strange because I'm a fan of sleeping. I like to sleep in. I don't really like to wake up too early, but you know, it's strange that this is the way it is. But there's also advantage of that, you know, because after the fight you can go home early, you can spend some time with your family, and there's things you can still accomplish after the fight. So we'll see.
And then my last question, we lost a legend just this week, and you posted about Rumble. I'm curious if you can tell us what he meant to you in your career.
И последний мой вопрос, это мы на этой неделе потеряли легенду, и я видела, что ты поставил у себя в соцсетях что-то про Рамбола. Ты можешь чуть-чуть проговорить, что он для тебя означал, кто он для тебя был, и вообще твои чувства?
В первую очередь хочу соболезновать для семьи и друзей. Очень большая утрата для всего мира, для нашей семьи, ММА. Знаешь, такие вещи очень плохие для нас, для всех. То, что значит, что жизнь очень коротка. Нужно жить ее очень хорошо, как ты хочешь, не смотреть на мнение людей, жить, любить семью.
First of all, I'd like to pass my condolences to his family and his friends. This is a huge loss for the entire community. This is a huge loss for the world. It's a big loss for my family. It just shows you that life is fragile. Life can end at any moment. So you should live your life the way you want it to be. You should live your life to the fullest. You never know when it's going to end. And as we see, you know, it could be a spare of the moment, and we could lose somebody who's very important to everybody.
Да, люди, когда смотрят на бои, думают, что спортсмены терминаторы или не люди. Но у всех есть слабости. И еще раз, мне очень жаль, что такие вещи бывают.
When people watch fights, they see fighters inside the octagon or inside the cage, and they see Terminators, or they see somebody who's more than human. But really what this shows is that we all have weaknesses. And one more time, it's really just a pity, and I'm so sorry that things like that still happen, and that we lose somebody so important.
Thank you.
Hey, Ian. You're fighting with another fighter from Moldova. He's in the main event. You're in the co-main event. I just want to know how you're feeling about that.
В главном событии еще другой молдаванин, который будет сражаться. То есть ты сражаешься на событии, в котором уже два молдаванина дерутся. Какие твои чувства по этому поводу?
Да, очень хороший вопрос. Одна маленькая страна, но вот два человека в Молдове дерутся в co-main и main event. Молдова это маленькая страна, но очень сильные люди. Так что я очень рад, что мы открыли эту дверь, и очень много будет еще открытой.
This is great. I mean, it's amazing that Moldova is such a small country, and you got two fighters from Moldova doing the co-main and the main event. I mean, it shows that, yes, it's a small country, but the people are really resilient, people are really strong. And I'm really excited that we have opened this door, and I'm going to let you know that there's going to be many more people that are going to walk through it.
We all know that you love to fight in front of fans. Although it didn't go your way last time, you did fight in front of a sold-out crowd. I just want to know how happy you were.
Я знаю, что в прошлом бою ты проиграл, но ты сражался перед полностью раскупленным, полным аншлагом, громадным количеством людей. И какие для тебя были ощущения в прошлый раз?
Мне нравится выступать, где много людей, но это никак не влияло на мой результат. Влияло что-то другое, но мне нравится, когда люди освещают мне нравится, когда есть большое шоу.
Of course, I love it. I love to fight in front of a huge sold-out crowd, but I just want to let you know that it wasn't the amount of people that affected the outcome of the fight. There was other things. There were the factors in how the fight played out. But of course, all of us, and me specifically, I love fighting, and I love to put up a show in front of a sold-out crowd. So yeah, of course, it's important to have the fans. Doesn't matter if they're booing or if they're cheering for you. The fact that they give you energy.
Awesome. And finally, for me, do you feel like you're fighting for your job this weekend?
Тебе кажется, что ты на этом уикенде будешь бороться за свою работу, то есть сражаться за работу? Твоя работа сейчас в опасности или нет?
Ну, наша работа в каждом бою в опасности. Много бывает в такой работе. Но, ребят, 2 проигрыша подряд. Я могу и 3-й проигрыш подряд. Но я не уеду из UFC. Я буду показывать себя на максимум. И я в это воскресенье или бой вечера я вырублю нахрен этого оппонента. И я готов умереть там, как я сказал.
Yeah, I mean, our job is in jeopardy every time we go out in the cage. This could be your last fight no matter what. So, but honestly, yeah, 2 losses in a row. It might be even 3 losses in a row, but I don't think I'm going to leave anywhere. I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to stay in the UFC. The fact is, I'm 100% prepared, and I'm going to show you that I'm prepared this Saturday. I'm going to do whatever it takes. I'm going to knock him the hell out. If I have to die in that octagon, I will leave my entire self in that octagon. I will show you what I'm made of.
Thank you.
Just a couple quick ones on your opponent, Kennedy. The UFC gave you another very, very tall opponent, and he actually has an 8-inch reach advantage on you. Does that present some interesting challenges, and did you maybe bring anybody into this fight camp to help you prepare for somebody that was so tall and so long?
Опять тебе дали такого высокого, значительно выше, чем ты, оппонента, и опять у него, по-моему, на 8 инчей длиннее размах рук, чем у тебя. Ты кого-то специально приглашал в этот кемп для того, чтобы приготовиться к человеку, который настолько тебя выше и настолько длиннее?
Я не думаю, что Кеннеди большой. Я думаю, что я маленький для этого веса. У меня кемп был очень хороший. И да, у меня были оппоненты и спарринг-партнеры такой похожий, как Кеннеди.
Yeah, I don't think it's Kennedy who's big. It's just me who's small for this weight size. But yeah, I had a great camp. And of course, I had sparring partners and opponents that were taller or mimicked him in height and size.
And last for me, if there was a criticism on Kennedy, he tends to start very slow. You tend to start very powerful and very fast. Would it be a mistake for him to come out and start slow in this fight? And is your aim to get a quick end if he does so?
Одна критика в его адрес, которую все время мы слышим, это то, что он очень медленно начинает свои бои, долго раскочегаривается. А ты, наоборот, ты выходишь прямо на 100 всегда. Для него это большая проблема будет, то, что ты выйдешь так быстро, и хочешь ли ты закончить досрочно как можно быстрее.
Я не сказал никогда, что я хочу досрочно выиграть, но это очень хорошо. Поменьше суеты в октагоне. Но я знаю одно. Он будет охуеть, что его будет ждать.
I never said that I want to get a quick finish. I mean, but of course it's great because it's less work for me and it's a quick day in the office. But I am gonna say one thing: he's gonna lose his mind in there when he sees what's in front of him. He doesn't know what to prepare for, so he'll see a hurricane in there.
Also, in the future, will we get to see the green paint again sometime?
Мы увидим когда-нибудь еще зеленую краску в будущем?
Да.
Yes.
Thank you.
Well, welcome back. It hasn't been that long since you've been here. What have you been up to?
I'm good. Good morning. Excited because I passed 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 2 weeks in my last fight, and I come back and I'm excited to be here again.
Do you like this quick turnaround, or would you prefer to have had a longer camp?
Long count, but it's a happening, you know. It's the UFC call me, and I'll be there every time.
So what was your first thought when you heard it was Chase?
My first thought, I hear the fight Chase. It's a Saturday. My coach called me, hey, you have a fight in October 19, coming right away. I started training last Saturday. I still go and training hard, more hard. I never training hard like that in my life.
So do you think you trained harder this time because of the opponent or because it was the short notice?
Because it's short notice. You know, I'm fight with Sherman Della. In that week, I'm be a little lazy in my home. But after that, my coach called me, hey, you have a notice 2 weeks. You need to put it good to go and do it. And I'm training hard for that fight. More hard than what I said Bandera, for the fight with Bandera.
What do you think of Chase as an opponent? How do you see you guys matching up?
It should be good because, you know, it's a striker. It'll be more stand up and more stay in there. I think it'll be good, a war inside the ring.
Do you think you're going to go 3 rounds with him, or do you think it'll be a quick finish?
I know, try to be. I think, you know, as the 2 strikers, it'll be there back to back. I think it'll be 3 rounds. This will be shortly time. The first round, second round will be there.
And one last one for me, just a fun one. I know you have a past history with baseball, and I'm curious if there's any MLB players you think would make good transition to MMA.
Maybe after they see me in there and make a good show and everything, people see me. I think the next sport they want to be, the baseball players, I think it's be MMA.
Thank you.
Hey, Waldo. Where did Salsa Boy come from?
Salsa Boy I come from because one of those days I have a barbecue in my home, and one of those guys, you know, is in Nicaragua, and we already want salsa, regular, medium, and a lot of hot. And one of those, my friend tasted the hot, and go straight to the pool because there's no support. The hot is my salsa, and after that, go to the next day to do the sparring Saturday to the gym, and I talking to the guy again. Hey, I coming for to do the salsita today. And after that, the people start calling me salsa boy, salsa boy, salsa boy.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Normally, I would think after a fight, a heavyweight likes to eat some food and recover. Did you get a chance to do that and sort of eat some food and sort of recover, or did the short notice fight kind of have to shock you back and just jump back in camp? And was that unfortunate because maybe you didn't get the recovery that you normally would like?
You know, in the beginning of me fighting MMA, every time I told my coaches, I want to fight every week that's happening. But, you know, it's a UFC, it's a good chance for the coming forward. And it's a good fight for me, too. I want to show more than me. And for my recovery, it's been very well, it's been good. You know, I got a 39 kicking. I think a good experience for the try checking in this time.
What's the ideal number of fights for you in a year?
Eh?
How many fights a year is the perfect number for you so that you can actually get fights, be able to recover, and come in 100% every fight?
I be fighting, no, you know, no injuries, no nothing. I be good every 2 weeks, every good 1 month. I have a seven fight in this year.
That's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot.
And then looking for next year, what sort of goals are you setting for yourself?
I try to go inside the top 5, you know, and make a history for my country and for my future too.
That's awesome. Best of luck on Saturday.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Good morning. How are you?
Morning, I'm good. Thank you.
So I know your last fight didn't go the way you wanted it to, but I'm wondering what you've been up to since then.
Yes, last fight was not so good for me, but I'm sure this fight will be different, and I do great camp in American top team, so I'm excited for this fight. I'm ready for 100% for everything. For whatever fight will going, I will be feel good and comfortable there. So about last fight, like I just get the punch, you know. It's always happened. Sometimes it's always happened with the fighters, and it's MMA. Just enough, just one fight, one punch to finish the fight. So this happened with me.
And it's been a long time since you've had, you've felt what it's like to lose. I think 2017 was the last one before that. Was there any kind of mental preparation that you had to do coming into this fight?
Yeah, I change everything. I changed my team. I come to America before like 2.5 months and prepare here before I train with a small team, with one coach. Now I'm change everything, and I feel that I'm learn a lot now, and I feel more comfortable anywhere, like wrestling, jiu-jitsu. So every sparring was great. I feel great right now, and I'm sure this fight will be different.
Do you think you're going to stay training like you have been, or do you think it will depend on how this goes? Will you stay at top team?
Please repeat one more time.
Do you think that now that you've gone through a camp at top team that you'll remain going there, or
Yeah.
will it depend on how this fight goes?
Yeah, sure. I will do more camps there. I like to train so much there. It's one of the best camps in America. It's one of the best team in all over the world. I think it's the best team. And also for my weight class, we have a lot of great fighters. So for me, it's the best place right now.
What about living in South Florida with the beaches? Is that a perk?
Yeah, that's great. Before I'm staying in Las Vegas. Yeah, I like Las Vegas, but when you stay a long time, you're a little bit tired. In Florida, I didn't feel it. Sometimes I can go to the beach, like relax a little bit. That's what I like, And I like atmosphere in the gym. Everybody's so friendly, and I like it. All people there.
What did you think when you got the name of your opponent? Did you ask for that, or was it brought to you?
I'm never choose opponents. UFC tell me you will fight with him. I say yes. Never say no. So this time was same thing. Like they ask me, I say yes. Okay, of course I will fight. I'm happy to fight so fast because in last 3 years I did just 2 fights. Of course, because it was a COVID, I get COVID 2 times, and after that I have a problem. Now I feel healthy and ready to fight every 3 months. So I'm so happy to come back so fast.
What did you think of your opponent? Are you watching tape on him, or do you let your coaches do that?
Yeah, I watch some fights. He always put pressure. Good boxer. I like his style. He always searching finish the fight. He trying finish the fight. But I like to do same thing. I'm trying to finish the fights always. I never think about the points. It's gonna be a good fight for us.
Do you predict it ending pretty quick based off what you just said about him, or do you think you'll be able to have a 3-round war or maybe get a fight of the night?
I'm not thinking about this. I know that I'm ready for 3 rounds, but I'm ready to finish the fights too. So whatever will happen, if I can finish the fight, ready for 3 rounds. Doesn't matter what happened, but I will try to finish.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, down there at Top Team, did you get to do a lot of wrestling? And what are your thoughts on the American wrestling down there?
American Top Team, it's I think best gym to improve the wrestling, because they do a lot of wrestling every day. If you don't have a sparring, so you have a wrestling training for sure. You have one training. It's the best place for grow wrestling. I like American wrestling. It's more athletic, more powerful, like explosive. I like it so much. I like to watch wrestling. We have different our Dagestan wrestling, more technical, and American wrestlers more explosive, more what I mean, they.
Sure.
Yeah.
And it looks like your opponent, I mean, like you said, both of you guys like to throw hands. He definitely likes to push the pace and get in there and throw hands. Do you think your ground skills and the ability to do wrestle and get the fight to the ground plays in your advantage? And do you see that being a strength in this fight, in this matchup?
I do good work on my wrestling in last 2-3 months. So if I will need this, I will do. I will try to wrestle too. But I like finish the fights on stand up. So I will try to do the same thing like him. He will throw the punches, I will throw the punches too. It's gonna be striking match.
And I guess that kind of is like my last question. Like you said, you like to see it standing. A submission's also a very, very nice finish as well, but you prefer a knockout over a submission win?
Yeah, I like knockouts. I like knockouts so much. It's it's this feeling, it's like a little bit different. Not like when you win 3 rounds and
Sure.
yeah, it's something different. When you finish the fight with knockouts, it's different emotions.
More bragging, right?
Yeah, I like it. And people like it more.
Best of luck on Saturday.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, it's good to see you back. First main event. How does it feel? Is anything different this fight week?
Рад тебя видеть. Это твое первое главное событие. Как ты себя чувствуешь? Какие-то другие чувства испытываешь по этому поводу или нет?
Чувствую себя очень хорошо. Для меня это не важно. Где бы я ни находился, для меня самое главное побеждать. Просто многие, может быть, зацикливаются об этом. Дерешься раньше, позже, но для меня это никакого не имеет значения.
I feel great, thank you. I'm happy to be here. I don't pay too much attention to it. It's maybe some other people think about it too much. If you're fighting before, earlier, or later, but to me it doesn't matter. The most important is to get there.
You know, he mentions fighting earlier or later. It's a morning card, so is that going to affect anything? Do you, you still can sleep in, I guess, since you're the last fight, but are you excited to be able to go out and have a day after?
И ты уже сказал, что это будет значительно раньше бой пройдет, потому что это, в принципе, все событие начинается значительно раньше, чем обычно, это будет днем, а не вечером. Во-первых, ты последнее событие, ты последний бой, то есть ты, наверное, все равно можешь выспаться. А во-вторых, есть ли у тебя какие-то планы куда-то пойти, что-то поделать после того, как закончится карта?
Нет, обычно перед боем я себе никогда не строю планов, потому что нужно сначала посмотреть, как пройдет бой, и там уже будет видно. Это вперед забегать не люблю.
I don't usually make plans before the fight. That's not something I like to do. I'd like to go out there, fight, see how the fight goes, and afterwards I decide what I want to do. But I don't like to predict and try and plan something ahead of time.
And this is your third fight this year. Is that a good amount? Do you want to continue to fight 3 times a year, or would you like to have a little bit more?
Это уже третий бой в этом году. Это нормально для тебя количество боев в год, или ты хочешь бороться больше и сражаться больше, или вообще 3 для тебя нормально?
Зависит тоже от состояния. Я считаю, что если нету травм, то можно подраться. А так, в принципе, комфортно себя чувствую.
I think it depends on just your personal state. You know, if there's no injuries or anything like that, then I could fight. And I feel good now, and I think I feel comfortable with this amount of fights.
And you have a potential 5-round fight in front of you. How different was your camp this time around preparing for that?
Были ли какие-то разница приготовляться к 5 раундам вместо того, чтобы 3 раунда? То есть, может быть, будет все 5 раундов в этот раз. Ты как-то по-другому готовился к этому или нет?
Я не заострял на этом внимание, потому что тренера знали об этом, и они просто говорили, что делать, я делал, и все. Я не думаю об этом.
I didn't concentrate my attention on the fact that it's 5 rounds as opposed to less. I do what my trainers tell me to do, my coaches tell me to do. So they tell me what to do, I follow their game plan, and that's it. I don't concentrate on how long the fight's going to be.
What did you think when you got the name Derrick Lewis? Was that somebody that you had on your radar, someone you wanted to fight? Or what were the first thoughts?
Когда ты услышал, что твоим оппонентом будет Derrick Lewis, какие у тебя мысли были? Этот человек, с которым ты хотел сражаться, это имя, которое у тебя уже было в мыслях, или просто вот тебе сказали, и ты пошел?
Мне без разницы, с кем драться. Дерек прекрасный соперник, хороший боец. Он дрался уже за титул несколько раз, и отношусь к этому очень серьезно. И да, для меня не имеет значения, с кем драться.
It doesn't matter for me who to fight. Derrick is a very good fighter. He's fought for the belt a few times already. He's a strong guy, and I prepared for that. And it doesn't matter for me who I'm going to fight. It's just that, now it's Derrick Lewis, and that's who I'm going to fight.
What sort of fight are you expecting from him?
Какой бой ты ожидаешь от Льюиса?
Я ожидаю своей победы и очень надеюсь на это. Для этого мы здесь, мы работаем, а остальное не важно.
I'm expecting a victory for myself. That's what I trained for. That's what I worked for. That's why I'm here. And the rest doesn't matter.
And this week we lost a legend in Rumble. I'm curious if you had any interactions with him or if he had any inspiration for your career, if you have any words.
Этой неделе мы потеряли легенду Энтони Рамбл Джонсон. Мне интересно, ты его знал? Были какие-то у вас с ним, я не знаю, пересекался с ним каким-то образом? Каким образом это на тебя повлияло?
Нет, я видел его только по телевизору. Я думаю, что это большая утрата для всех смешанных единоборств, потому что он на самом деле был очень яркий. Его бои всегда были яркие. И, как у нас говорят, пусть земля ему будет пухом. Господь так распорядился. У всех в этой жизни есть свой отрезок времени, который мы должны пройти, и мы должны принять это.
I actually didn't know him. I've only seen him on TV, but I understand that this was a huge loss for the entire community. And as we say, may he rest in peace. This was God's will. We all have a certain amount of time that God has allowed us on this earth. And so that was his path, and he walked through his path. So, of course, it's very sad, and may he rest in peace.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, Serghei. Just a quick one for me. There's two fighters from Moldova on this card. You're in the main event, and Ion is in the co-main event. I just wanted your thoughts on that, and how does it feel that from two people from your country?
Быстренький вопрос. На этом карде сражаются двое пацанов из Молдовы. Причем ты в главном событии, а Ваня в ко-главном событии. Что для тебя это означает, что вот молдаване прям вверху этого карда?
Ване желаю победы, чтобы он вернулся после поражения. И я об этом не думаю, на самом деле это для меня не важно.
I wish Ion luck. I hope he wins. I know that it's very important for him to get back from the loss. But for myself, I don't really concentrate my attention on that. It really does not matter to me.
Thank you.
I know you said it's just another fight and it's just another opponent in front of you, but this, like you said, this is the guy that's fought for the belt. Is this the kind of fight that you were hoping to see because you actually now get to match yourself up with somebody that did fight for the top of the belt, for the division?
Ты сказал уже, что тебе не важно, с кем сражаться, но поскольку Дерек, как ты сказал, уже дважды сражался за пояс, было ли тебе важно посмотреть, на что ты способен против человека такого калибра?
Опять же, скажу, что неважно, кто бы там ни стоял, время расставит все на свои места, и мы здесь для того, чтобы побеждать, мы идем за этим. Вот это важно. Имена не имеют значения. Это все.
I'm going to say it again. It does not matter who stands in front of me. The time will show what's going to happen. I do whatever I can to get to the victory. That's why I'm here. I'm here to get the victory. I'm here to train for the victory. And what name is in front of me or how loud that name is not important.
And right now in the UFC rankings, Derrick's 7, you're number 12. With the victory, one could easily say that you should be in the top 10 after this. But with a definitive, nice finish of Derrick Lewis, do you think that could be enough to propel you into the top 5?
Ты сейчас 12-й, он 7-й. Если будет победа, то можно сказать, что ты заслуживаешь быть в топ-10. Но как ты думаешь, что фееричная победа над Льюисом может быть тебя прямо в пятерочку?
Я не строю рейтинги, я сюда пришел побеждать. И посмотрим, как в субботу все закончится. А так, да, мы рассчитываем на то, чтобы быть претендентами. Мы хотим этот пояс. Это очень важно для меня. Я думаю, как для каждого бойца, кто сюда попадает, тот хочет стать чемпионом. И вот это основная мысль.
Yeah, I don't do the rankings. I mean, whatever happens in the rankings is what happens. But obviously, that's our goal: is to climb up and to be a contender. That's what's important. My dream is to be a champion. It's my goal to be a champion. That's what we train for. And the idea is that I'm going to do whatever it takes to climb up these ranks and become a champ.
And both of you, last thing for me, both of you have lots of power. Is it too simple to say that whoever lands first is more than likely to win this bout? Or do you have to prepare and stay and prepare that the fight could go the distance?
Понятное дело, что у вас обоих очень много силы в ударке и так далее. Как ты думаешь, тот, который первый попадет, тот и выиграет? Или ты рассчитываешь на то, что, может быть, бой продлится все 5 раундов?
Я думаю, что мы очень хорошо натренированы, потому что мы всю жизнь деремся, и по нам мне уже не раз били. Кто упадет, будет видно уже в субботу. Поэтому вот так вот. Я не думаю, что там кто первый попадет, тот упадет. Потому что по нам не раз попадали, но мы шли к победе.
I don't think it's the first shot that lands, the first shot that's going to win. The person's going to fall down, and that's going to be the victor. I think that we've been trained our entire life. We've done this for our entire life, and we've been hit so much our entire life. So we're pretty durable. So I'm prepared for all different things, and I don't think that the first shot that lands is going to decide the fight.
Good luck on Saturday.
Thank you. All done? Okay. Bye, guys.
I'm a very important. Well, welcome back. I feel like it's been a while since we've seen you. What have you been up to?
Doing my thing, family time, training. I'm not taking my finger off the trigger, you say. And yeah, I'm excited and happy to be back in Vegas for the 4th time, ready to go again and keep my little Vegas unbeaten run on the go.
So was this length of time something that you chose and planned, or was there some issues that kind of kept the fighting back?
Yeah. Anyone and everyone knows me in my life. I want to be consistent. I want to maintain consistency. I've had a couple of personal problems at home. 1 or 2 little things that I've just had to take care of and attend to. So obviously that then pushes things back, but eyes hasn't been taken off the prize. Still remain true to myself, training, the sport, and yeah, I can still get out there, train once, twice a day, and regardless of what is going on, and then wait for the time that I'm ready to be able to, push the pedal and get back out there.
Was this fight camp different than your past fight camps, considering that it had been such a long time since you fought and coming off a loss?
Yeah, it has been. In the sense that I actually, like I say, I had personal problems at home. One or two things that I had to attend to, issues, and then obviously off the back of that, then I get a phone call from the UFC. I was trying to get something lined up for. Obviously, I wanted to get a fight in before the end of the year, and they go, Danny Roberts, are you ready? We got something for you. And then as it was, I just, anyone, anytime, anywhere. I'm one of the guys that, as a fan favorite will just go out there and just put it on the line. I love taking risks. I love being the underdog. I believe I'm the biggest underdog on the card, which, again, I love that shit. And I'm just in a position where I want to go out there and perform. So, taking the fight, I think I must have got like 5 weeks on it, which for me doesn't give me much time to turn over and to be exactly, But at the same time, I believe that the time that I've had to do this has been the best time, in a sense that there has been no injuries, there's been no mental hindrances or anything that can kind of get in the way, This has been pure, go out there, work every day, get ready, and let's have it, So, yeah, there's a lot to look forward to now.
You mentioned being the biggest underdog, or one of the biggest. I know you guys can't bet anymore, but is that tempting to, be such a big underdog and be like, hey, I could make some extra money? Would you have bet on yourself if you were allowed to?
Yeah, of course I would have. I bet on myself all the time, even backs against the wall. I got myself as I did as a child, as I did through my teenage years. I was the one person who counted on myself. So, yeah, I would have loved to have been able to do that, make a little bit of extra money as it is, but it doesn't matter. I got plenty of fans out there. I got plenty of family, people that just believe in me, and they'll be doing their own little thing, So I'm sure I can make other people happy.
And what were your thoughts when you got the name Danny Roberts?
I liked it. I liked the fight. Stylistically, I think, it works out perfect. It plays into my hands. It's something which beckons me to bring out the performance and to really, put it on the line. So every single part of it, for me, is what I want, is what I relish. So, yeah, I'm grateful for the opportunity.
He said in a recent interview that he doesn't believe that you're a technical striker. I'm wondering if you have a comment on that.
Shut your mouth. Who are you, bro? You've had 2 fights in the UFC, whatever. My thing's this. When it comes down to it, styles make fights. And there's a lot of elements that have been going on with me and have done throughout the time that I've been in the UFC. But guess what? I prevailed. I've got the substance. I'm still here, I'm still fighting. And I think that's something which speaks volumes in itself, regardless of the outcomes that have been had. And again, fans admire it. I admire it. Again, styles make fights, and this is one of the fights and the styles which I will be able to put on a clinic. I will be able to show a bit of prowess. So, yeah, you'll see that.
And I noticed on your Instagram you had been campaigning for something to do with your niece. I'm not sure if you want to use this platform to say something or if you'd rather keep that yourself.
Kyra Hill. She sadly passed away. She drowned in the summer. Obviously, the UK, we had some crazy hot weather. And she was just, out with her family and her friends and that. And it was tragic the way that it happened. The fact she drowned 2 hours later, they found her body. 11 years old. Breaks my heart. She, her family, what we've been through, has inspired me to keep pushing. All the things that I've endured and been through, the ups and downs throughout life, ultimately has made me who I am today. So the substance, the inner strength, the perseverance, all these elements come from hardships and stress, And now, after everything happened, with Kyra and with the family, I just want to make them proud, man. I want to go out there and still continue to be able to do what I do, and just show them, in tribute for Kyra to. Again, I know she'll be down, looking down and that, and she'll be there supporting me, So, yeah, it's big for me, this.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for mentioning her as well.
Hey, Danny. In your last fight, there was a sequence in the fight where you get a weird reaction to a punch. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, I think, it's one of them. Internet's undefeated, right? So some motherfucker must have turned around and said, "Hey, you see Danny doing that chicken dance or something? You see that?" Motor skills, all of that. It's a weird place to be, and I the average person who will sit out there and will say something. I beg them to go and get in a cage with Francisco Trinaldo and let him whack you in the face for free. See what happens to your feet. You know what I mean? So I think it was a little bit of a couple of things. I watched it back and I remember it happening and I was like, I got hit with a shot and it was just like I went to go put my foot back and as I did, my ankle kind of like buckled and then it just sent a shudder and shock up my body, which yeah, it happens. There's no way you can hide in a cage. So guess what? People are gonna see it. It's gonna go around the world. So it is what it is. I think after that though, when I looked at it, it was a testament to just the preparation and how fit I was to be able to recover and come back and then push through and then just give the full 15 minutes of the fight to the fans, you know? For sure, and thanks for sharing that. A couple of weeks ago, it was your 3-year anniversary of your knockout in Russia. I just want to know if you could reflect on that fight. Yeah, that fight was something else. If we look at the principles that surround it, going over to Russia, me and my team, going over and doing the thing, being the underdog, going in the backyard of Dagestani, it was crazy, you know. All odds against us. Someone again, like my opponent coming up, who was, favoured to be one of the next prospects. Where is he now? You know what I'm saying? Again, that was a special moment for me, and I was kind of a little bit gutted that we wasn't able to continue that run after that because of COVID. But nevertheless, I just want to find my feet, get back on that form, and again, just let people know who I am, remind them of who I am, and just continue for my self-purpose and self-reign, you know. You are undefeated in Las Vegas, but are you trying to fight back in the UK next year? Yeah, I'd love to. First and foremost, I've got this job on Saturday, you know. Let's get that done, sweep that one under the carpet, and then we'll move on to next year. I'll make a little campaign, and I'm a veteran of this sport, you know. As far as being a UK athlete and putting out there for a milestone for people to look at and to maybe work towards. I've been doing that for our UK people, and now we're in a position where people are starting to stand up and take note of who we are and what's going on, because we're a force to be reckoned with right now, and we got some good hitters that are coming up through the ranks. We got a champ, another champ. So again, there's a lot of things technically which are showing that we are there to be listened to, and yeah, every single part about it makes me want to be there next year, and I will be. But first and foremost, let's get this done on Saturday. Seeing Leon win that belt, was it inspiring? Obviously he's in your division, but is it inspiring? Do you know what? It was a hard one. It was one that I sat back on social media, and I didn't want to get too controversial, because you understand and know that I've been out in the States and I've trained with Kamaru, and Kamaru's my boy, right? I know Leon, but Kamaru's my boy. So that's where it becomes complicated, you know? I'm not going to turn around and, oh yeah, sing praise to you, but didn't know that you'll fight. Well, no, it's nothing like that. So I had to look at it and stick to who I am, and be real. And it's like, yeah, I love what Leon's done. He stayed true to himself, his team, his family, and he's come out and he's put on the line. And, the best sportsman wins on the night, and that's exactly what he did. He prevailed. The story, Cinderella story, a little bit, last 20, 30 seconds of the fight, he managed to do what he does after getting pretty much dominated, but then also being the first person ever to take Kamaru down. There's a few aspects of that fight that was special. So again, I take my hat off to Leon, congratulate him on that. It's fantastic. The fact that he's a welterweight doesn't bother me. There's nothing in that, I'm very proud of who I am, where I'm at. But also, yeah, as far as how that all played out, Kamaru's my boy, but then it was lovely to see Leon get that and bring it back for the UK people, because we needed it as well, and that was that opportunity for that to happen. They're few and far, so it was real. Thank you. You mentioned the end of that fight, and you're right, most people thought that was in the bag for Kamaru. Are there lessons to learn out of that and what to do at the end of the fight, or is that just MMA and that's one of the things that can happen in a fight, even if you're completely prepared for everything? No, I think 100% it's something you got to stand up, you got to take note of, You don't stop fighting until the fight is done. So that last bell, and it really shows what mental perseverance can do, a good corner team can do. We've seen it the past weekend just gone with Israel and Pereira. And again, it's just, I've had that mentality. Some people have that installed in them. They just fight until they get told to stop or the bell goes. Or, other people need that encouragement. They need that lifting. They need something to get underneath their sails and help them, persevere and get across the finish line. And yeah, it was a special moment, and it's something that I believe that every fighter needs to have installed in them. You don't stop, you keep going, you keep pushing until that last belt.
And you mentioned a little bit earlier about being an underdog and how that kind of fires you up. Have you ever been, it's a decent size difference in the odds. Have you ever been as big an underdog going into a fight? And is that the kind of thing that when you immediately see that, are you just immediately fired up to prove everybody wrong?
Yeah, yeah, 100%. Like, the substance of who I am, the fabric of who I am, every single atom in my body, like, you have to understand that I've come from something really bad. I've had a bad upbringing, childhood trauma, all sorts of madness. So I'm in a position where I'm not by any means playing the victim, but I use what has made me who I am today to prevail and to push through. So I've been the underdog in life, not just in this one fight, in life. Understand that?
Yeah.
So for me to be where I am right now, I'm already winning. I don't need no one to give me raise my hand and say, Danny, you're winning, son. You've done this, you've done that. I'm already winning. I'm making my family proud, and that's the biggest thing that I can do. I'm here creating a legacy, and I'm going to continue to do that. And nothing's going to stop me. I'm ready to stop.
And that being said, you're coming in here with a guy that's on like a 12-fight win streak. Is it going to be extra sweet if you're able to kind of put an end to that, and let alone do it in definitive fashion?
Oh, 100%. Let's just take what you just said there a second. A 12-fight win streak comes and gets smoked, and I go home, victorious. It's gonna be one of the sweetest moments. But I like that. I relish them moments. I don't want them 50-50s. I don't want Danny's the favorite and stuff like that. No, I want these fights. I beckon for the exciting fights. I want to get tried and tested. I want to get pushed to the limit. I need people like this to do this. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to Saturday night and being able to put on a show, not just for myself, but for the fans.
No, you got me really excited now.
Thank you, brother.
Best of luck on Saturday.
Appreciate it. Good?
Thank you. guys not doing good? Good to see you.
Well, good morning or afternoon, I guess. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling great. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. It's been about 4 months since we've seen you. What have you been up to?
Training? Yeah, training, take care of my family, my siblings, and I'm just progressing as far as skill set wise, back in the drawing board and just perfecting my craft.
Is 4 months kind of like a good time for you, or would you have rather have gotten back sooner?
I think it was a good time to accumulate those skill set and kind of sharpen my tools. Yeah, it was a good time.
And what were your thoughts when you got the name for your opponent? Were you kind of excited? It's a veteran, or what were your thoughts?
No, I was just ready to go, I've acquired a lot of skills in those 4 months, so I really want to see what put them to use, There's a lot of drastic changes I've made in camp, and I'm ready. I was ready to go, regardless of who it was.
Are you able to tell us what those drastic changes were?
I can't really say, I would just say experience. That's
All right.
the word.
And what kind of fight do you predict having?
Whether it's tough or easy, I'm just ready to fight, I'm prepared mentally, physically, and I just want to show my skill set, display what I'm made of. And I know E1 Cutelaba is a tough guy, so I'm expecting the toughest E1, the toughest version of him to show up, because I'm ready, I'm prepared.
Are you expecting anything weird to happen in the face-off? I know he's had some kind of things in the past. Are you thinking about that?
Not really. I'm Nigerian, so I've been scared since I was a toddler, so nothing could really scare me or spook me. So regardless of what happens, there's no ill will towards him. I mean, he's just doing him. He's just being himself. And the main thing is about the fight night on Saturday. Both of us are going to have to be locked in that cage and just have to fight, so I'm ready.
I think they want you to hold the microphone closer.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay. Dana has spoken about having a UFC Africa, potentially Nigeria. What do you feel about that? I mean, it's got to be exciting for you.
I mean, it's awesome. I try to focus on the now. I don't want to push things too far, try to overlook what I'm doing now. Just living in the present and try to win, accumulate those wins now. And when that time comes and presents itself, I'll be ready.
Are you thinking you're going to have to go 3 rounds with him, or do you expect to get in and out of there pretty quick?
I would like to go 5, to be honest. But, I mean, I don't know if that's possible. But 5 is perfect for me. I like it.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Hey, Kennedy.
How are you?
Good, man. Your teammate Ryan Spann just picked up a huge win. I just wanted your thoughts on that fight, man, and just how big of a win that was.
We all know he was capable of doing that. We all know that. So it wasn't surprising. I mean, we're happy. We're overwhelmingly happy because of the win. But once he came back on Mondays to trainings, like we just knew he was capable of doing that. Once his mindset is right, he's like the toughest guy. So his win, Trey Sean's win, is perfect. I'm happy for them. Those are my brothers. So the more wins for them, the more notoriety for the team. So I'm just ready to display my skills and add up to those.
Yeah. To talk about Trey Sean Gore, man. A lot in all of his interviews, he said that he's left it on your couch. What did you see in him that made you want to believe and want to bring him in and welcome into your house and stuff like that?
I just felt like we have a similar connection, similar background, life stories, and we just connected that way. So after my fight in July 9th, we both fought on the same card, and I just felt like I had to bring him in. So I talked to him, and then we exchanged numbers, and eventually I spoke to my coach, and he made the final decision of letting him in. And since that was history since then.
How excited were you when he got that nasty submission win?
Oh yeah, I was super excited because I was cage side. I was cornering him, and I was super stoked. I was happy for him because he worked so hard, and he worked so hard. He deserved that.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
I don't know if you watched the post-fight interview after Ryan's last fight. I was trying to start some fun, playful teasing between the Fortis teams and asking who was the strongest puncher, who was the hardest puncher there at the gym. Who would you say is the hardest hitter?
I mean, Spann, he's the toughest guy. He's been doing it since he's like 15, 16, so he's acquired a huge amount of experience over the years. So, I mean, I'm coming, though. He knows I give him a lot of problems in practice, but yeah, as far as experience and skill base, yes, Spann.
And now you said you prefer 5 rounds. Now,
yes.
Is that because of you want to impose your will and wear him down? Or, some people would say that you have a tendency sometimes to start a little slow.
Yeah.
Is that partially so you can kind of get the feel of the fight? And do you feel now with 3 rounds you have to kind of get at it a little bit quicker than
So as far as the starting slow part, I've kind of fixed that a little bit more. You know, me and my coach, we've been focusing a lot on starting quicker. You know, he can't start slow, especially when a guy that comes in and he's a fast starter like Ewan, he's gonna try to take you out. So to start quick and match his energy, and for sure he's gonna start to dwindle as the time goes on.
And in this fight, you have an 8-inch reach advantage. And how does that play into your favor? And is that the kind of things, is that just a stat on paper, or is that something that really can play a big difference in a fight like this?
Oh, it pays a huge difference when you utilize it very well. So if you have long arms and you can't utilize the reach very well, it doesn't really matter, you know. So establishing distance and using range with those long arms and knowing how to adequately perform, that really plays a huge role as far as striking wise and him coming in.
And I guess last question for me, how's mom doing? I know that you're the primary caregiver for her and for the rest of the family. How is she doing? Is there any updates? And has there been any help in this time since you made that more aware? Have people came out and have you found more assistance?
Well, the sickness, you know, there's no cure for it, but all I could do is just rely on my Savior, Lord Jesus Christ, you know. So I've been praying a lot, you know, trying to help my mom as far as I can. You know, the nurses come by the house too to check up on her and get her vitals. And there's been no progress, but I'm just praying. There's nothing I can do but leave it in God's hands, you know.
Is that the kind of thing that this fighting, is it a good distraction because you have real life problems and things at home? Is it nice to be able to get into an occupation where you can kind of work some things out with your hands?
I feel like I really want to be with her right now, taking care of her right now, because I mean, it's my mom. She's my rock. She works so hard. She's working 3 jobs even when she had me. So it hurts, you know, seeing her in that condition. For anyone, it hurts to see your loved one in that condition where their muscles are just diminishing and they can't really speak again. They're on a trach, food tube, so it hurts. But I know she wouldn't want me to quit either, because she's the strongest woman I know. So I just have to feed off that energy and just keep performing. She'll be happy.
Well, that's very inspirational. Hopefully you'll get a nice little bonus to kind of help out on Saturday.
Just the win. The bonus will come. Well, I'm focusing on the win, just getting the win and living in the moment. Yes, sir.
That's awesome. Best of luck on Saturday.
Yes, sir. Thank you, guys.
light heavyweight up there.
Well, good morning. You look incredible. How are you feeling?
Feeling okay. How you doing?
I'm good. You just feel okay?
Yeah.
So what have you been up to these last 4 months?
4 months. Why you say 4 months? Why?
Did I do my math wrong? Did I do my math wrong? How long's it been?
Since my last fight? Probably about 2 months.
Really? I
Few
did that
weeks,
bad at math?
Days, 6 hours. Yeah, it's some bullshit that last one for sure, but yeah. But I've been okay. Went down a mental journey, took some mushrooms, had to come back, go on a crazy trip. Yeah, it's been crazy, yeah.
Can you give us more details about that crazy trip?
No, we gotta wait till my special come out next year on Netflix.
Awesome. So now I'm going to second guess myself because I did the math wrong, but I think that you're undefeated in main events here. Is that correct? Did
I don't want to
jinx
think
it?
about it. I don't want to think about it because this year has not been my year, so it'd be good if I could keep the streak going, but this year haven't been my year, and I want to end the year off with a bang, and it'd be great to get a win here in Vegas.
Why do you think that this year hasn't been your year? Do you think something there was a reason for that, or?
I don't know. I trained hard as I could. Like this year, I trained probably like the most I ever trained, and for both fights, and it didn't go my way. I did everything the right way, and it still didn't go my way. I don't know. I still even train even harder for this fight, and so we'll see how things go Saturday. I believe that I can get the job done, even in the later rounds. I'm looking forward to the 4th and the 5th round. I'm looking forward to a main event fight, this fight.
So do you kind of hope that it goes that long, that you can kind of show?
Shit, I kind of hope it has a few seconds. But if it goes 5 rounds, that's fine. But I'm ready. I'm excited. My coaches got me ready. I'm motivated, even though, it's really not too much for me to be motivated for at this point in my career. But I am motivated, and I'm ready to get in there. I feel like I still got a lot left in the tank, and we'll see how things go Saturday.
What motivates you?
What motivates me, I guess you still say my family, just being a winner, and all the people that really believe in me, that want me to do good and stuff like that. Look how unprofessional he is, man. Making all that damn noise. Man, he unprofessional. If anybody else been up here, you would have been full, like 4 or 5 cameras working at the same time, but it's me. But it's all good. Do you? Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Finish doing what you're doing. Go ahead. Turn around. Yeah, go ahead. Next question before I walk out on y'all. Not disrespecting.
I'm just curious, what were your thoughts when you got the name? Another Serghei? Is it, what went through your mind? What kind of fight do you predict from him?
Whenever I heard that it was him, and I said, okay, that's fine. It didn't matter. I don't care who they give me. I just wanted to fight anyone. It didn't matter, especially after my last fight. It didn't matter who it would have been, how quick it would have been. I prefer it would have been quicker than what I got this week, but I didn't care. But I think he's a good opponent. What I've been seeing on the highlights, he liked to wrestle a lot, so I like that. So because I like to wrestle too, but I never really showed that in my fight. So we'll see how it goes Saturday.
Did something happen to your Instagram? I can't find it. Did you
Well,
delete it?
No, I didn't delete it. I've just been banned. People, shadow banned, but people been reporting every video I post. I'm keep telling them he's okay, she's okay, and they still reporting, making it seem like they're dead and stuff like that. The man is okay.
Yo, I missed it. And I guess one last question. Take the mood down a little bit. I apologize for that, but we lost.
You're a woman,
Oh.
so I expect that. Women do that. No matter how good things going in a relationship, they always pull a rabbit out of the hat at the end. But go ahead.
Well, that feels weird to ask it now. We lost a legend this week, and I'm curious if you could speak on that and maybe how Rumble affected your career or any inspiration you got from him or anything that you might want to say.
Yeah, it was pretty sad because we really the same age, me and him, and to see how healthy he was a year ago, to see how he was beginning of the year, it's like real sad and just I didn't know if it was that serious, you know. So, all right, my condolences go out to him and his family, and the friends and stuff like that. Like it's pretty sad. That's all.
Thank you.
Hey, Derrick. You said at the moment there's not a lot to be motivated for in your career, but then you said that you've been training harder for this fight than any other fight. I'm curious, why would you train so hard if you're still not motivated to try and get to the top or something?
I believe that I have to. You know, my back is really against the wall now. You know, I don't want to lose 3 fights in a row. I really don't even want to lose 1 fight. And so I take it hard on myself every time I lose a fight. You know, I don't stop thinking about my last fight until I get a new fight. And so I'm just tired of thinking about my last fight being some BS, you know, the way it ended. And so I just want to come out here this week, give it all that I got. You know, I'm almost at the end of my career and just don't want to have no woulda, coulda, shouldas whenever everything is all said and done.
See that last fight, which obviously you got stopped in a really weird way. Is that harder to take because you're like, man, you didn't even let me show what I can do, or is it easier to take because you're like, well, that was bullshit, whatever?
No, it's even harder to take because I for sure should have won that fight. I believe that I should have won the fight. The game plan that we had for that fight, that it should have been an easy fight for me.
It was 4 months ago, by the way. She was right.
It was 4 months ago?
It was, yeah.
Women are
What's
always
today's
right.
date? What's today? What today is?
It's July, August, September,
November.
October, November. So it's 4 months.
God damn. Hold up. Man, damn. Motherfuckers in Colorado, man. All them damn good mushrooms. But, damn, okay.
I've never
Been
actually
4 months. My apologies.
I've never actually taken mushrooms. Would you recommend them?
No.
Okay.
No.
That's probably a
They
good.
give you headaches. That's what I heard. I
Yeah.
don't take mushrooms either, but they give you headaches. Or you take too many of them.
The only reason I'm asking you this is because you once mentioned him to us before. But what do you make of Elon Musk buying Twitter?
Oh, I don't care. Shit. Is it gonna give me money? Like,
I don't know. He might not ban you like Instagram though, right? That's his whole thing.
no, I don't. I've been hearing and seeing a lot of stuff that's been going on with all of that. People really using the free speech on that platform right now. And like, I don't care about that. But he's firing a lot of people. You know, he's cutting down a lot.
Publicly. Sad.
Yeah, it is sad. You know, are we still in a pandemic right now or what? What we in?
I don't know if we are anymore. I think.
Oh.
I think actually.
Well, it's sad either way.
Yeah. Thanks, Derrick.
Hey, Derrick. What do you think of the first season of House of Dragons?
It's been pretty good. I'm still on the 3rd episode. Because I watch it at night and I fall asleep. But it was kind of slow at the beginning, but like the 3rd episode is pretty good. Yeah. But not so much penises, so I'm glad, I'm happy about that so far. But I don't really like all that. The uncle knocking down his niece. I don't like all that, man. It's like cringy to me.
Did you like the original Game of Thrones?
Yeah, I love the original Game of Thrones. I love Jon Snow, of course. Everybody does. And the way that started off, it was just crazy to see that the father get his head cut off. And I thought he was like the main character, and that's one of the reasons why I fell in love with the show, because it was unpredictable. Yeah.
What do you think of the last season? Everyone seems to either really like it or despise it.
Yeah, I liked it, but it was just crazy that that's how the main character, the evil guy, had died. Come on, man. All the other stuff he been doing, you mean tell me that's how he gonna die? But yeah, it's all good. I like the show. It's good.
You were once undefeated in Texas. What the hell happened?
That's what I don't know, man. I think somebody out there doing voodoo on me. I don't know. Maybe it's the media. It's something in the air, man. Something in the air. Because it's like new people every time I'm doing interviews now. What's your name?
Alex.
You knew, right? You interviewed me before?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I interviewed you when you knocked
You
me out.
you didn't interview me before, right? You did?
I think so. I mean, I've been in the room at least.
But you never interviewed
Maybe
me.
not.
See, it's new. Yeah, you did. This guy knew. You from BET? Where you from? Where you from?
No, I'm with Full Send.
Who?
Full Send.
Oh, close enough. Yeah.
Do you not remember last time you spoke to the media, you were like ripping John about his blue shirt and stuff like that?
Yeah, that's why you're not here today. That's fine. I'm about to say fuck John too. Well, fuck it. I was voting against me now. But anyways, next question. Y'all good?
One last one. You fought just a bit about everybody in the top 15, man. Like, are you at the point where you're going to start rematching people, or are you going to fight these up and comers? Where's your mindset?
It doesn't matter. That's fine if I fight newcomers, rematch or whatever. It doesn't matter. I don't care.
Is there one person that you would like to get a rematch?
Spivac. What's the last guy I fought?
Serghei Spivac.
Serghei. I would like to fight him. Or I would like to fight the winner out of Tavasa and Serghei. Yeah.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Derrick, very rarely do you ever have two losses in a row. You talked a little bit about the mentality side of things. Did that take a hit to your belief in yourself, or did doubt at any point start to enter, or is that the kind of thing that you just don't let that even enter into your head?
No, I don't think it have no type of impact on me whatsoever because I've been down and out before. And also, I look at those fights, and like the Tuvasa fight, I believe I was winning the fight, and stuff happens. And this last one, come on, man. Like, just like old Izzy was saying, we need to bring Maserati back, man. What's his name? Maserati? Maserati is the same guy. We need to bring that back, man. For real.
What did you think about that Izzy fight? Did you watch that?
Yeah, I watched it. I thought he was winning the fight. He was doing good. It's just hard. I'm pretty sure his game plan wasn't to the back straight up and against the cage. I'm sure that he didn't want to do that, but it's completely different whenever you step inside the octagon. You want to do the game plan, but sometimes it just goes straight out of the window.
You know, we were talking to your opponent earlier today. You know, both you guys are heavy-handed throwers. Is this fight as simple as the first person that gets that good solid punch is going to win, or is it that you have to be prepared that you guys have taken the shots, you've taken the damage in training, that you have to expect to be in there till the end, whether it be 3 rounds, 5 rounds?
For sure. You know, I learned the hard way. You know, I believe that even if you hit a guy a good shot, he might not go down, so you got to prepare yourself to go the distance. So that's what I've been doing. Yeah.
And supposedly the Rock is in the building. If you could tell him anything about what you think about his shoes, what would you say about his shoes?
Come on, man. You trying to start a fight already?
I would love to see you fight the Rock.
Shoes is good. You know, I believe I should be a partner that should do a commercial with me.
How would you pitch it? Say I'm the Rock. Pitch your idea.
Be like, say, Jabroni, I need to be a spokesperson for your shoes. You know, I haven't had a chance to drink your tequila or whatever, but I heard it's amazing. So, you know, let me be a part of the team. If not, you already know the answer. Fuck you, then, motherfucker. Yeah.
I love it. Best of luck on Saturday. Look forward to it.
Thank you.
Definitely gonna get a shoe.
just went. Oh. Better. It's better.
Okay.
Good morning. How are you feeling?
Good morning. Feeling great. Thank you.
It's been a little bit since we've seen you. What have you been up to?
Yes. Well, I took some time off. I needed to, and back to training.
So you say you needed some time off. Did this length, is that what you wanted, or did once you were ready to come back, was there still a little bit of waiting time before you were able to get a fight?
No, I took some time off, and in August the UFC offered me Muslim, so I think the timing was perfect.
What did you think of the opponent when you got the name?
I like it. I want to fight them all, so.
Had you been looking at him at all? Did you think he might be a future opponent?
Yeah, I've looked him up, and I've watched him fight, and I've always wanted to fight him. I always want to fight the best guys. I think he's a very good striker, and I always wanted to test my abilities against him.
What kind of fight are you expecting from him? Do you think you'll be able to get in and out there pretty quick, or are you expecting a 3-round war?
I don't know. We'll see. I'll try to follow my game plan, be sharp, and if I connect, I believe it'll be a short night, but we'll see.
And this card is an early morning card. Does that change anything about how you cut your weight or how you prepare for the fight or anything like that, day of?
I don't think so. I can fight any time of the day, but it's kind of weird. It'll be new to me. We'll see.
Are you excited to potentially have a night free in Vegas after a fight? Usually it's so late.
Yes, so I can spend the day with my family and Saturday and Sunday before we leave. Yeah, just for that.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hey, Andre.
Hey, brother.
What did you learn from your last loss? And I guess Jake hadn't fought in like over a year and a half, so like just kind of walk me through it. Like, what were you expecting?
I believe I lost that fight to myself. I looked past him. I thought I won the fight even before the fight started. I wasn't that sharp. I didn't spar that much for that fight, even for Van Camp. I got hit on the Baeza fight, and I thought I had to preserve my brain. But I wasn't sharp going into the fight. And I never thought he had the courage to strike with me. I was just waiting for the takedown. So I never really got into the fight. And then the fight was kind of over in my mind. So in my head, I never really fought, if that makes any sense.
Was there a reason why you overlooked him?
Yeah, I was overconfident. I never thought he had the strike to strike with me, to exchange with me, and I thought there was nothing he could do to beat me.
And what were the emotions like after that fight, man? It's a long flight home from Singapore. Get finished on a big pay-per-view. Like, what were the emotions like?
Hard, very hard. But and I'm hard on myself. But I build on it, and I gain strength from it, and I think I'll come much better.
You're tying a bunch of records for fighting 5 times this year. I mean, if you go out there get a quick win, are you trying to break records and fight 6 times?
I guess you guys have to wait to see.
And then finally, can you set the record straight on how you say your last name?
Of course. Fialho. It's hard to say because you guys don't say the L-H-O, but in Portugal we say it's Fialho. It's hard.
Fialho.
Liu, yes.
Got you.
Thanks, brother.
Thank you. Good. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Welcome back. Say it again.
So first of all, I hear it's your birthday. Is that accurate information?
That is correct.
So what are you doing to celebrate?
Figure it out when we get done training. Yes.
We'll start this over again.
Yeah, let's have like a birthday balloon or something. Sing it like Marilyn.
Sorry, they had to cover up the logo on my sweatshirt. It's definitely not a Nike sweatshirt.
I don't know how you see a logo anywhere on that sweatshirt, but well, now I'm lost my train of thought.
Start over.
You were just
Yeah, throwing them threes up. 33 today.
You were just here 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. I can't do math.
Oh, it's 2, yeah.
2.
Yeah.
Does it feel weird to be back here again so quick?
Well, this happened before, but the biggest thing was just adjusting to the flipping and the flopping of the time zone changes, and then with daylight savings time and stuff. So going back to Florida, 3 hours and getting that whole sleep schedule adjusted was just, it's weird.
That's worse than the flip flop of the opponents.
Yeah. Well, I didn't. Yeah. For me, as far as that goes, just because your sleep and your training is huge, especially part of like your recovery, and then getting that circadian clock back in rhythm and ready to fight, and the body. It's just that was the kind of the weird thing, I guess. Going back ahead of time like 3 more hours, and then coming back 3 hours, and then doing it again, and then coming, and then most of my coaches were in New York last week for the corner people. So, trying to, get the work in with them. It was a clusterfuck. So.
Was there any discussion about just staying here?
Well, I wanted to get, I wanted to get work in with my guys at the gym. If the opponent had probably stayed the same, then I would have just chilled here. Or I would have just went back to Mississippi and got a little bit of work in there. But I went all the way back to Florida to try to get a little bit better quality of training in that week, just to prepare for a different opponent.
So how different is this opponent, and how different? How were you able to prepare in just a few weeks?
In the grand scheme of things, they're similar, I guess you would say, as far as what I plan on doing. There's the big differences is just the they're skilled in a little bit different areas, and then they're flawed in a little bit different areas. So finding key points of attack and like training that was a little bit different. But it's not like when I say they're similar, it's not like one was a heavy striker and the other one was like a collegiate wrestler the very next week. It's not having to change the game plan up that much, but just finding a few different key points that we want to use to attack in this fight. So.
How long did you know that you were going to have this opponent? Because I know that at first you thought maybe you were going to be just push the same fight back. When did you know it was going to be a whole new opponent?
I think it was later on that Saturday that day. So, I told my manager, I said, just give me a day to kind of look over some of the film and my coaches as well and see what we got here, and then we'll determine if this is the best move or not.
Do you think this was a better fight for you?
In ways, yes. In some ways, no. I believe he's a more dangerous fighter for sure. I believe that the other fight, I was really looking forward to that fight. I'm looking forward to this fight too. Don't get me wrong, but that one I was training for 8 weeks, and I planned on having a field day with that fight. I was really excited, and then this one got thrown in the mix, and I started looking at all the positives that could come from this bout. And he's a really game opponent, and I think he's gonna bring out that dog in me, and I'm excited about that aspect of it.
Do you want to try and get that old fight back, or is that you've moved on already?
Yeah, I definitely want that fight back. It was very frustrating, and I'm not a doctor, but I read the statements that he released, and to me it seemed like he may have had an anxiety attack, but whatever. I want that fight back though, for sure. My coach is back there shaking his head. He's like, he's like, be nice. Be nice. I'm trying to be fucking nice right now because that was really frustrating. And I didn't get to see my kids for 2 months, I was training. And then that fight got pulled, and I had to call my son and tell him I wasn't going to be home for another 2 weeks. And have an opponent change, and and having to prepare for that, and all these other things that come with it. Someone pulling out on the day of the fight, and someone's got to pay the piper. You know what I'm saying? And I want to take it out of his ass. So I want the fight.
So you mentioned, the fight falling through day of. I know that happened to you once before. At what point do you feel like you can be secure that this fight's going to happen?
I don't know. I can't tell if I'm going to walk out there and I don't even want to say that. Yeah, just anything can happen, We talked to my manager, just kind of put a little insurance plan behind that because I didn't take my full show money the last fight because, I was going to get to fight in 2 weeks. So it's kind of part of the whole deal with that. But I told him, I said, if this fight falls through, I want it to be insured that I will get the full show money from the last fight. You know what I mean? That's all I want. Like if some reason the fight we don't make it to the scales, don't technically weigh in, I still want the show money. You know what I mean? Because I had the option of taking the full show money and going home. Not doing this fight at all. Or they gave me partial of it, and then I get to fight for my full purse this fight. So. Mick knows how I am. I fucking don't ever turn down any fights. They're just gonna call me short notice Sherman from now on. You need a fight, just call me.
And my last question for you, we lost a legend this week with Rumble. I'm curious if you have any words you want to say about him.
It's crazy. We was talking about that on the way over here, and I didn't even realize that he was sick. I didn't have a real close relationship in particular with Rumble because I just got to Killcliff last year, but me and Rumble had spoke before when he was working with BKFC, and he was always real kind to me, and prayers to his family and all his loved ones, and everybody that knew him. Crazy, life is short, and that's why I'm out here just trying to make the most of it.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right, y'all take care.
Jack,
Hey, how's it going?
a couple days from your fight, man. How are you feeling?
Yeah, feeling great. I'm super excited to be back fighting at the Apex. It's going to be a hell of an experience.
Last time you were here, you put on one of the best fights of the year. How does it feel to be back?
Yeah, it feels great. I'm coming with the same energy. I feel like I'm better than I was a week ago, so I'm coming to bring the fight and hopefully, set another fight of the year.
You on American time yet?
Yeah, I've been here for about a week already, so fully acclimatized and enjoying the time difference.
How important is that for you?
The acclimatization? Yeah, it's important. It's a long flight from Australia. I don't think it really matters. I think come fight day, you're probably good to go, but it's nice just to get into the swing of things and not have to worry about traveling on fight week.
You've had quite the rookie year in the UFC so far, man. Can you reflect on it, man? Like you kicked off the year at UFC 270, then you went to Singapore and knocked out a guy that hadn't been knocked out before. Like, how's it all feel?
Yeah, it feels good. I'm here to fight. I want to fight better competition every time, and it's been an awesome journey. 14 months ago, I was in the Apex, and it's come around full circle, and I'm looking forward to close out a big year.
And then turn around and go to Perth?
For sure, yeah. I'm heading to Perth Wednesday, believe it or not, so I'll be ready to go.
That's awesome. Dan Roberts, man, what do you think of the matchup?
I think it's a cool matchup. If you watch him fight, he brings it every time. He's a tall, fast southpaw, and he's going to bring it. I think he gets hit and he decides to bite down and swing, and it's going to be a cool fight. Fight of the night.
We asked him about your comments about his striking, and he didn't like your comments about his striking. He said that you should keep your comments to yourself.
Yeah, nice. Okay, I will. Let's go.
Are you expecting a nice war, or are you went out there to put him out in the first round and get a performance of the night?
Yeah, of course. My game plan is go in there and hit and not be hit. So whether it's 3 rounds or early, it doesn't really matter. That's sort of my game plan. I'm good to go 3 rounds, and I'm prepared for 3 rounds.
I think a lot of the casual fans that did not know you before you came to the UFC now have jumped on the Jack Della Maddalena bandwagon, man. How does it feel to be a fan favorite and just must-watch television?
Yeah, it's awesome, just to be called a fan favorite. That's what it's for, the fans, and that's why I want to stay a fan favorite. So I think this fight will do just that for me.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thanks, Alex.
I just have one really important question for you. How many pairs of Crocs do you have?
2. But these are my favorite.
Yeah, I've got a pair on right now, so that's why I'm asking. Thank you.
Sweet. Thanks, guys.